Do not, under any circumstances, watch Record of Ragnarok. Let me explain. For all of those unaware, recently Record of Ragnarok, a battle kind of tournament manga, recently got an adaptation that went directly to Netflix in its entire season. And while initially I was extremely excited to watch and binge this entire season, give you guys a review on the anime, and determine whether or not I recommend the manga or anime, this video isn't really going to be a review so much as a warning, a little bit of a danger symbol, if you will, telling you that Record of Ragnarok is not an anime that you want to watch. This is a good series, a really great series that has some amazing fights, high octane moments, and some really interesting characters with interesting themes and backstories. But this is not a series that you should consume in anime format. As I said, I'd explain, and the primary reason is animation. Now, I know that recently there's been this idea that animation isn't super integral to the quality of an anime, and while this is true to some extent, while it's kind of a little bit true that animation isn't the end all be all, especially with series that are much more narratively or character driven, when it comes to a series like Record of Ragnarok, when it comes to a series that is so driven and built on and just continuously pushed via its action and its fighting and its conflict through a physical form, animation is extremely important, direction is extremely important, movement is extremely important, fluidity, all of these things are extremely integral to the quality of the series, because if the fights are bad and the series is predicated upon its fights, the series is going to be bad as well. And as you guys may be able to tell from the tone of this video and the warning and the thumbnail and all that stuff, the animation in Record of Ragnarok as a whole had a horrible adaptation. I won't show too many clips of the anime just because I don't know how that'll work. I don't know if Netflix will get me copyright struck or whatever, but I will try to show specific screenshots and moments as we go throughout this video that the animation is just piss poor. Like, no other way to really describe it. It's bad. It's horrendous, actually. And while I'm not usually one, and I'm still, even within the realm of this video, not gonna dookie all over the animators and say, oh, you did this, you did horrible, because I don't understand maybe the conditions and circumstances they were put in. I will say this, the end result was bad. Now, I can't say whether or not this was just due to a lack of passion, due to a lack of scheduling ability, time, effort, money, or it could have been any plethora of things, but the end result is what essentially result in a slideshow. For anybody that's seen things like Seven Deadly Sins Season 3 and Season 4, where the animation was basically it's stick figures moving across your screen at like 2 frames per second, Record of Ragnarok is that dialed up to 11. And especially when you get to the Adam versus Zeus fight, my favorite and arguably one of, if not the best fight in the entire Record of Ragnarok manga, was reduced to a poorly animated, stiff, low octane, just trash fest. Is the easiest way I can put it. This fight was horrible. It wasn't exciting. There was no sense of stakes. There was no good pacing. The action was very boring. It was bad. The anime is bad, right? I'm sorry to say. Even if for some reason, right, the Adam versus Zeus fight was the only fight that looked, subpar, which it isn't. All the fights don't look that great. But the Adam versus Zeus fight is just one of the worst examples of it, right? I still would recommend that you read the manga over the anime just because of how high quality the manga art is. If you compare the anime to the manga, it's honestly just astonishing that you got this result, right? It's the manga has better animation, quote unquote. It's more fluid. It's easier to see, perceive, and enjoy in motion than the actual anime is. Right? I had more excitement, more fluidity, more like passion reading these pages and these still images that can't move in any way than I did seeing this animated like this, right? The pacing of the anime is not that great. It skips a couple of scenes, and while the scenes that it skips aren't super duper important or anything crazy to where you misunderstand or don't necessarily get the plot of what's happening, Record of Ragnarok is very simple. It'd be very hard to miss the plot. It is just weird that the production quality of such an amazing manga is so low. Now, you could argue that maybe because Record of Ragnarok isn't that popular, that's the reason that it got such a bad rap and it kind of got such a bad adaptation. And you could kind of tell through the trailers that the anime wasn't going to be that great, although me and many other of my friends who enjoyed the manga and still enjoy the manga and just have a lot of passion for it We had hope. We held hope. We're like, okay, maybe there's just some CGI here and there. Maybe they're cleaning up on some of the parts in the trailer. Maybe, you know, through some God-given miracle, the anime will be good. Well, it isn't. It's not. Not at all. The manga is hundreds upon thousands of times better in terms of quality, pacing, character, fights than the anime, right? I did a similar video like this when I did Demon Slayer, where I said not to read it, and while many people kind of received that in a way that maybe wasn't my intention, this is one that I think people can definitely understand if you just look at maybe the first episode. No, I can't even bring myself to tell you to watch the first episode to see what I mean. Just please, I know that me saying don't watch something or don't do something, especially if I'm just a random person to you and you don't know me, is just gonna make you want to watch it and want to see what it's about and to be curious. From me to you personally, as someone who's a really big avid fan and enjoyer of Record of Ragnarok, especially the earlier parts, the Adam versus Zeus fight being one of my favorites, Sasaki Kojiro versus Poseidon being another one of my favorite fights in the series, please just read the manga. I know that a lot of people have been waiting and having anticipation and build up for the anime and just really been wanting it to be that thing, that kind of series that gets them into the manga and they can kind of swiftly move on. It's not. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the same care and kind of same treatment that many other series does, say like a Jujutsu Kaisen, a Demon Slayer, a Mob Psycho, or even a My Hero, right? It doesn't have the backing, it doesn't have the production quality, the animation is subpar at best, and downright, more still than the actual manga at worst. I don't want to beat a dead horse and just keep saying that the animation is bad. I already mentioned the pacing isn't that great. Some scenes are cut out. And because the animation and just the style of everything is so lacking, it makes me personally drawn out of the characters, drawn out of the emotion. And if you lack emotion and the action parts of the series, Record of Ragnarok is boiled down to just an extremely simple plot of characters punching each other. And, you know, while Record of Ragnarok is simple, while it's very easy to understand and very straightforward, what gives it that kick, what gives it such a good name in the community for all the people who have read it, is the emotion. It's the characters' backstories. It's the fights. The fights are amazing. And for the anime to completely just throw that out the window is very heartbreaking. So I'd just like to say, please, if you want to consume Record of Ragnarok in any way, in any shape, or in any form, do not watch it. Read the manga. Just a shame, man. Really, I just want to say, reiterate before I close out this video that please, if you're trying to get into the series in any meaningful fashion, don't watch it. You're really just going to sour your kind of experience. You're going to get the plot details, I guess, going to get spoiled for how fights turn out, and you're really just not going to have a good experience if you read it in the, or I should say watch it in the anime form. I really do recommend it to the manga for anybody trying to get into it, and just sincerely hope that you guys do take this not as like the demand of somebody who's like being an elitist or anything like that. I can appreciate a good anime whenever it comes out. I love things like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. All of those things seem to elevate the adaptations of the manga that they're kind of adapting, I should say. But Record of Ragnarok just simply isn't it. I was waiting to cover Record of Ragnarok on a more regular basis after the anime came out, hoping that it would be really good and that a lot of people would be hyped to see it. But if you guys do want to actually see it on the channel, regardless of whether or not the anime is doing well, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and specifically letting me know down in the comment section. I had a lot of videos planned out for characters like Adam, Poseidon, Kojiro, and many other characters in the series. So if you guys do end up wanting me to release that video, or those videos I should say, let me know. I know that this video and most others probably won't do that well on the channel, but I do have a passion to talk about the series in any case. Links to similar videos will be down in the description and in the cards and end screen for you guys to enjoy. And as always, guys, this is Broken Ronin, signing